What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well on this Saturday, watching a little bit of NFL football. We've got the final injury report for this upcoming Philadelphia game on Monday night, and it's time to take a look at it. The good news is we have all the information from the practice report. The bad news is, in terms of what team we're going to have on Monday, we still have more questions than answers. So I'm going to infer the best that I can. We got the latest from Condotta over here on X. Let's take a look here. Let's start with the practice report side of things because we had 4 players not participate. I would expect most of the guys who didn't participate to not play because these guys did not participate very much or at all this whole week. You got Jamal Adams, did not participate. He didn't practice all week. No practice for him. And he is listed as questionable, but I don't think he's going to play. It would be weird for him to not practice all week at all and then not play. You've got Devin Witherspoon, which is, of course, the big one. You don't have him. I mean, to a certain extent, you saw how bad this defense is without him last week against the Niners. And I know it's been bad all year, but that was 10 yards per play bad. That's historically bad. That's all-time bad. And I think not having Witherspoon is part of the reason why you were that bad. You would have been bad anyway, but Witherspoon is your best player on defense right now. You need him. And I don't think we're going to have him. He didn't practice at all this week. I know Carroll was optimistic earlier this week about Witherspoon being able to play, but I seriously doubt it's happening. He is listed as questionable, so I guess it's on the table. And D. Eskridge, and say whatever you want to say about D. Eskridge, there are things he can do that no one else on this team can do. And D. Eskridge not being able to go affects special teams and potentially does also affect the offense. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to play. He was a limited participant on Thursday and then didn't practice Friday or today. And he is listed as questionable, so I guess it's still possible, but I'm not really counting on it. So, that's not trivial. These 3 injuries matter. Now, Nick Bellore didn't practice this week either, but Bellore said in a little bit of a press conference today, he expects to play. He's just old and he's not practicing because he doesn't need to, but here's the thing. Nick Bellore doesn't actually matter because he doesn't do anything on the field, so who even cares? Bellore is listed as questionable for whatever that's worth, but again, there's not really any value there. So I would say that Nick Bellore does play, but he doesn't actually play because he doesn't play, but he'll suit up. I guess that's the best way to put it. So those are the 4 guys who didn't participate today. There's really only one other noteworthy thing on this report. It is Geno Smith limited yet again. 3rd straight day of being limited and also listed as questionable. And Carroll didn't seem to be very forthcoming on whether or not Geno would play. I do think it's possible he's just messing around, that he knows Geno will play, but he's trying to hide it, that he knows that Geno Smith will be out there for the at least start of the game, but he's just going to mess around and make Philly have to think about Drew Lock a little bit. I don't blame him for doing that. I suspect that Geno will play because he practiced all week. But I will acknowledge the fact that if he does play, you might be looking at a situation where he's a little bit limited in what he can do. His arm may be affected, his mobility may be affected. I'm not super excited about that because the Seahawks beating the Eagles definitely involves a good game from Geno Smith. He's going to have to score a lot of points. He's going to have to do a lot of positive things, and I don't know if he can do that if he's limited with a significant groin injury. So that's concerning. He is listed as questionable for now, but I think he'll play. But we need him to play well if we actually want to win this game. And then you have a bunch of guys who were full participants who did not show up on any kind of injury designation. So I don't think there's really anything to think about there. Everybody's banged up at this point in the season anyway. So what's the difference? You had Darrell Taylor randomly pop up here with an ab injury, but he didn't miss any practice time. Brooks was here, so he made his way all the way back over the week, so that's great news. Bradford full. Trey Brown full, Leonard Williams full, Jaron Reed full, Abe Lucas full, Evan Brown full, Artie Burns full. None of them questionable or doubtful or anything like that. So no doubt that any of them should be able to play. And again, I think it's just important to keep in mind here that At this point in the season, everybody's dealing with something. Now, some people's somethings are a little worse than other people's somethings. I'm not denying that. Like, just as an example, I'm sure Daryl Taylor is dealing with a little bit more than Boye Mafe, which is why Daryl Taylor is listed here and Boye Mafe's not. But this really shouldn't be anything that we as Seahawks fans are, like, concerned about. Maybe Brooks, because I still think that ankle injury is a little more serious than he's letting on here, and he's toughing through it. But, yeah, overall, it's not too bad. The big loss here would be Witherspoon, because I'm just not expecting him to play. That obviously really hurts. But overall, we did definitely trend in the right direction as the week went on. So let's look at the Philly side of things now. This side is pretty interesting. I got it from the official Twitter or X account of the Eagles. Let's take a look at who they're not going to have. And it's not trivial at all. Their injury report did not clear up as the week went on. So let's zoom out a little bit here so we can see it. You can see that today on a, today was Saturday. You've got Zach Cunningham, did not practice. He is out. So no Zach Cunningham. That's an important part of that defense. That means something for sure. Cam Jurgens, pectoral, out. Did not participate in practice. Plain and simple out. Big deal. He's a starting guard for that team. He's a part of their tush push. He's a part of their dominant offensive line. Without him, they lose something. And they lose something from their greatest strength as a team. So that is a big deal. And here's another one. Darius Slay. Now, honestly, I think a lot of Seahawks fans would have preferred that Darius Slay be out there because Darius Slay always gets cooked by DK Metcalf. But I know that he's not better, that he's not worse than the guy behind him. He had surgery on his knee, and he is out. Did not participate because of course, surgery, and he is out. So that's not nothing at all. That's very significant. Those three guys all play a significant role on this Eagles team. So you're not going to catch the Eagles at a much better time than you are right now. Not only are they on that 2-game losing streak, not only do they not really look good, like they haven't looked good for over a month, but they're injured now, missing key guys at various positions. So there's something going on here. And if you can't beat the Eagles now at home, then that's an indictment on you. And I'm going to have to hammer that if that is indeed what ends up happening. Jalen Hurts did not participate. He's ill, but he's fully expected to play. Now, I don't think an illness is going to keep Jalen Hurts out of this game no matter what, but it is worth noting it is just one more thing that he's dealing with right now because it seems like his knee is all messed up. And Josh Sweat, personal issue, nothing to say there. The only other guy listed here would be Blankenship. He's got the concussion, fully expected to play, and have everything ready to go for him on Monday. So that's it. That's your injury report. Still a lot of questions, but Philly's dealing with stuff too. They're dealing with stuff that might be a little bit worse. We'll have to see where we end up on Monday. All right, everybody have a good rest of your day. I should be live on Twitch later tonight, finishing up the God of War Ragnarok DLC. And, if you haven't already, by the way, and you're on Facebook, please give me a like and follow on Facebook. We are 2 followers away from 100 on my Facebook page. So if you haven't already, please do so. Thank you. And I will see you guys later. Go Hawks.